We are living through an era of unprecedented environmental crises. To fight climate change, we heavily depend on rainforests like those in the Amazon and the Congo Basin because they act as our natural allies, storing more carbon than any other forest, holding it in their branches, leaves, roots, and even soils. But these vital ecosystems are being lost at an alarming rate. Our planet's incredible biodiversity struggles to survive in the remaining patches of natural habitats. But what is causing all of these drastic changes in nature around the world? Much of the answer lies in what we consume and how we produce. Beef, timber, and soybeans used in animal feed and biofuels are just a few examples of commodities that cause deforestation worldwide, threatening forest biodiversity. When we consume these products in Europe, we indirectly contribute to forest loss in producing regions. This is often difficult to prove because we lack transparency about how raw materials associated with deforestation make their way to our markets and end up in the products we use. Let's take the EU imports of soy from Brazil as an example. At the beginning of Brazilian soy production, forest areas may be cleared, legally or illegally, to provide cropland for soybean cultivation. Illegal deforestation sometimes involves taking land, including from indigenous communities. Over time, roads, factories, and ports are built to produce and ship soy, but these developments can hurt regional biodiversity. They damage natural habitats, use up water, and put animals and plants at risk. Processing soy, either before or after it's sent abroad, adds more emissions and increases its carbon footprint. With production steps spread across different countries and global shipping, it's harder to trace its link to deforestation. But there are solutions. Mechanisms like supply chain certifications, corporate zero deforestation commitments, and national and international regulations can decrease deforestation and biodiversity loss. For example, the European Union Deforestation Regulation was recently approved to ensure that only deforestation-free products are sold in Europe. But some scientists and experts are unsure if it will really work. They're concerned that products linked to deforestation might just be sent to other countries instead of stopping the problem. That's why we need to better understand how policies influence global trade and how that affects forests and biodiversity. The Clever project works towards this goal by providing data on how the EU's imports of forest and agricultural commodities like soy, timber, and aquaculture drive deforestation in biodiversity-rich countries such as Gabon, Cameroon, and Brazil. By exploring the links between international trade, policy effects, and biodiversity impacts, Clever offers stakeholders helpful knowledge on the impacts of the policy implementation to reduce global biodiversity loss. Building this understanding is a crucial step towards transformative change. A lasting impact depends on how responsibility is shared between producer and consumer countries. While only the countries where deforestation occurs have the mandate to decide how to protect their forests and biodiversity, they often lack the resources to ensure these measures, partly because they rely on agriculture. Meanwhile, consumer countries benefit from this trade and contribute to deforestation through their demand. Therefore, both sides should contribute to reducing environmental harm with technical support for monitoring and enforcement of domestic regulations and by investing in fair and effective forest conservation, potentially funded through taxes on forest and agricultural trade. Can we stop biodiversity loss and protect our forests? The future is in our hands. Let's act.